Next, we have Gateway to the Future program by the Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Rick.
Thank you very much. We wanted to give an update. One thing that we found out that we weren't doing a very good job of over the last 5 years in our program when our consultants did an assessment was that we didn't communicate good enough. And that was kind of across the board, and that's on me. So Mike Elkins and I, he's the chairman of the board this year, are going to every single municipality, all 13 of them. It's kind of like a road trip. We're y'all are about number 10 on the list. So we like about 3 more after y'all. So we wanted to give y'all an update, let you know what's going on. I tell everybody when we go on these trips, make these presentations, things have changed drastically in Jackson County, and so it's kind of an exciting day. So we're excited to give you an update. I'm going to let Mr. Elkins start off. One of the things that I always ask my chairman when they come on board, what is your vision for your time serving as chairman? And he's got a fantastic vision, doing a great job. Such a good job that we convinced him to serve a second year, so he's actually in his second year, because a 2-year sentence. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him tell you his vision and how it's going.
Thank you for having us tonight. We'll try to be brief. It is exciting times. I mean, I'm Mike Elkins. I'm the chairman of the board and also the president of the Hunting Nugget Center, and very honored to be on the chamber. And I feel like the work that we're doing today is one that I believe in the future will make it to be where it's an honor to be a board member on the Chamber of Commerce, and that's what we want it to be a group of people that are the unity. And one thing Rick and I talked about is we came on board, and I've been a part of, I've been here 4 years now, and getting involved pretty quickly in the community and trying to be involved and learn. One of the things that I kept hearing was just the lack of unity across the county. No one in particular, I think we all know the story, and I tell it, laugh most of the time. Of course, I'm in these towns or not, but it's kind of like Bridgeport and Stevenson. It's the stories for me. It's been like the Hatfields and McCoys. But at the end of the day, it all started over football, and now they're one team. I think they still have a hard time, but they are working much closer together. I told Rick, the only organization that exists in the county, in my mind, that can bring people together is the chamber. The chamber is pro city and pro county. Most of all are pro citizens. And we can't go anywhere as a team quickly, nor can we go in one direction if we don't have the team unified. So that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. And one of the first things I told Rick was just, we can't expect anyone to attend our new chamber board meetings if we're not willing to go out to every municipality that we have. If we're not willing to share a message and be in front of people and stand behind what we're saying the ROI is going to be, then why should you support us either? So that's what we're going to do tonight, is to not only stand here with information and share with you, but to be committed and accountable to the plan. So we got to talking about it, and after we went through and Rick talked more about the book, but Gateway to the Future, we felt like with Google coming in and being a data corridor, and we'll talk about that name came about in Rick's speech. He's going to talk about an information giving, but one thing we said, let's become one vision. Okay, so you've got a city vision, you've got a county vision, but you've got one vision, really we all have, and that's to make more jobs, have more benefits, more financial success, better schools. This is really, at the end of the day, no matter which city council meeting I attend, no matter what commissioner I'm talking to, at the end of the day, everybody wants the same thing. They really do. So there's no reason to pull in different directions anymore. So we said, okay, if we're going to do it, let's have one voice, because we're much louder. People can hear us more if we have one voice as Jackson County. And we're doing that. And I think that's what you'll see on our book you'll get in a minute is one vision, one voice, one Jackson County. And we're off to a great start. We've got 6 initiatives. Rick will cover in detail. I think the biggest thing you're going to notice about this is that we're taking action. We've been a chamber of the past that had a group of board members that ranged from 22 to 28, given year, real off, real long, how you fill it in. And you attend a meeting once a month, and you would vote on the minutes and the financials and any new news and listen to a couple updates from the staff members, and you'd go home, we'll see you next month. And then the staff would do what they could. And we didn't communicate well, we didn't have clear goals. We all worked hard, we all did our best, we gave it our all, but we were directionally challenged with a staff of 3 or 4. I'm happy to tell you today that the staff has performance goals and objectives like a business would have, that they have to be reviewed on with the board against Rick on his. Rick has to sit down with his staff, do the same. And we built these committees out for each initiative. And as Rick will talk about the chairs in a minute, we've really recruited some great chairs to be a part of it and believes in what we're doing. So a normal meeting now is at the Goose Pond Civic Center at the office on most times. It's the third Thursday. It's from 11 to 1, and or 11:30 to 1. We provide lunch for those in attendance, and then we begin a meeting at 12 and adjourn by 1. And it's open to all the police chiefs, so it's often to the fire chiefs, any council member, all mayors are invited, EDA commissioners invited, CEO of the hospital, both superintendents. So we typically have anywhere from 40 to 50 minimum in attendance now at these meetings. So, you know, I kind of like told Rick, it's one vision, one voice, one Jackson County, and we're inviting you now to know everything that's going on. And if you don't show, then, you know, your voice is louder when it's silent sometimes than it is when you're speaking. And that's what we want to do. We want to create a group of people that has a mission to make Jackson County the best it can ever be. And so I think this plan and this 5-year plan that you'll see in a moment will show that. We're making great progress with it. And I'll turn it over to Rick now and kind of talk to you about this initiative. Thank you for your time.
All right, we got a copy of it as we go through here real quick. What we did is we hired a consultant, Funding Solutions out of Austin, Texas, to come in and do this assessment. And what they did is they went out and interviewed about 60 or 70 business leaders, community leaders, elected officials, to find out what are the needs, what are the issues in Jackson County. And then they came back to us to help put together a plan. These are the initiatives that the community has identified, not the chamber, the community. And you'll notice in the very front cover, call to action by Chairman Mike Elkins. If you'll look at the campaign leadership team, you probably know every person on that list. It's a very impressive list. And then over in the next page, the very first person we interviewed was Joe Vaughn. If y'all don't know Joe, he's the general manager of West Rock. Joe is an engineer by trade. He's a man that tells it like it is. If you don't want to know what Joe's thinking, don't ask him. He is a great guy. And when the consultants interviewed him and started asking what his issues are, what his concerns were, he hit us right between the eyes. He had a major problem finding qualified employees. I mean, he said it's tough. And he's gone out on his own and done some things with Northeast, and he's gone out on his own with Chattanooga State and had some successes, but it's not enough. But he hit us hard. And so when that happened, and we came back, and the board got together, and it took us a little longer to get this thing rolling than we thought because of this initiative, because we felt like we had to address this. If this was an issue with him, we found out that it was an issue with everybody. When they talked to the motels, I got the same problem, finding qualified workers. Finding workers that had the soft skills to show up on time. Finding workers that can pass a drug test. Finding workers that know even what to wear when they go to work. I mean, it's a major issue with all of our businesses and all of our industries. So we have put together a brand new initiative called Industry-Driven Talent Development as a result of this. And what this is going to do, by the way, Joe was very vocal on this. So we asked him, Joe, would you be willing to help? And what he told us, he said, I'm the type that if I'm going to gripe and moan and complain about something, I don't want to be just that person. I want to be part of the solution. So he has agreed, and Joe is the chair, the initiative chair for industry-driven talent development. We are now to the point we have approved a job description that was done at the board meeting last week, and we're going to be hiring a full-time director of talent development. And what that director is going to do is going to go out and work with our businesses and our industries, find out what their needs are, find out what type of employees they need, what type of training they need, come back, get with our education partners, our 2K through 12 systems, Impact Learning Center, Epcot, Northeast Alabama Community College, and put together programs to fill those needs. Now the good thing about it is that we don't necessarily have to totally reinvent the wheel. There's some programs that are working across the state, especially over in West Alabama in the Mercedes region. They've got some great programs. So we're going to do what we call chamber R&D, rip off and duplicate. So if we don't have to reinvent the wheel and there's programs that work, let's adapt those programs. And that's what we're in the process of doing. We'll be probably starting to advertise this position this week. Hopefully soon we'll have a person on board to be able to start addressing this issue. This was a major issue, so we're excited about that. Y'all, I know the mayor does, he gets calls probably on a regular basis. Why don't we have a Cracker Barrel? Why don't we have a Chick-fil-A? Why don't we have an old Charlie's? Just all the time we get calls and asks. There's one reason and one reason only that any business would locate in Jackson County: to make money. That's it. They're not coming for any other reason. And our demographics historically have not been good enough to attract those businesses. Our demographics are not very pretty. Our average income level is low. And so historically that has hurt us, and these businesses know that. But our demographics are about to change, and they're going to change pretty quickly because of Bellefonte, because of Google. And we're going to have some opportunity. In fact, it's amazing, just because of the announcement. They're not here yet. Because of the announcement, we're getting calls from developers that we've never had before. I know the mayor's getting calls from developers. We're getting more calls than we've ever had at the chamber of businesses that want to look at locating in Scottsboro and Jackson County. So we're excited about that. Philip Cheney is going to be chairing this initiative, and he's doing a great job. He's put together a great committee, and we're excited about this. As y'all probably well know, we've signed on with R360, and they're going to be out there. In fact, they're out there working for us right now. They're in Las Vegas at the International Council of Shopping Centers as we speak, this very minute, talking to the largest collection of developers in the world right now, and they're representing us. So that's exciting. Now, when the mayor and I, we got together and we interviewed them, and then we with several other people, and the mayor and I met with Chuck Branch again, and we were excited about that possibility. Well, with the mayor's blessing, I also negotiated with R360 since he's going to be doing the demographics for Scottsboro, and we got this partnership with Scottsboro, that could we stretch it out countywide so we're a countywide chamber, and they agreed to do that. So we're excited that the R360 is going to be working for the whole county. So I think that's some great things. Public policy and advocacy, what that's all about is businesses, small businesses especially, do not have time to monitor what's going on in Montgomery or what's going on in Washington. They're doing all they can do to keep their head above water running their business. They don't have to have time to monitor it. So what we do is we monitor things going on in Montgomery, in the State House, and in Washington. And if there's a good business bill that's being in committee, we mobilize 124 chambers around the entire state to get our senators and our representatives to pass that bill. Or if it's a bad bill, if it's bad for business, we'll try to fight that bill to keep that bill from being passed and hurting business. We do the same thing in Washington. And we built a great relationship. We were just up in Washington about 5 weeks ago. 25 people from Jackson County went to Washington to do this. And we were specifically up there talking about specific bills. One particular bill that we were up there to talk about was a bill that was being introduced by the senator in South Carolina, a representative. There's a House and a Senate bill being introduced to take away half of Mr. Haney's tax credits. And that's bad for his project. So we were lobbying against that. And we later heard about 2 weeks later that they were going to try to introduce it in the omnibus budget bill, and it was defeated. So we want to make sure that we're doing that, and we're doing that on a regular basis. Alan Keller, owner of Keller Lumber Company, is chairing that, doing a great job. We took almost 30 people to Montgomery. I know Tony went with us, so we were excited to have him join us. Okay, destination marketing and tourism. What a great industry. We just got the report last week. Tourism expenditures in Jackson County last year was $54.8 million. That's great. That's economic development. It's about 500 jobs are created because of tourism. When we first started our tourism initiative several years ago, tourism expenditures were $19 million in Jackson County. We want to continue to grow that industry because that is a great industry. Eric Childers, the manager of the Goosebump Marina, is heading that particular initiative up, and we're excited about what's going to happen in tourism. Northeast Alabama Young Professionals, a brand new initiative. Jackson County is old. The average age in Jackson County is above average. If you look at the statistics, we're pretty old as far as people. Part of that is because historically, we send our kids off to school, off to college, and a lot of times there's not anything for them to come back to, or they choose not to come back here and work. So therefore our age has gone up because we haven't had the backfill of young people. Because of Google, because of Belfont, we're going to have some opportunity here, especially on Google. I mean, it's unreal. We were in Washington at the Google offices, and I mean, everybody in that office was young. I mean, extremely young. So we're going to start a young professionals. We want to make sure when people start working at Google and at Belfont that they live in Jackson County. We don't want them to live in Chattanooga and drive to Jackson County, or live in Huntsville and drive to Jackson County. We want them to live here. We got to have things that'll attract them. Young people, the young professionals, of which I passed that decades ago, I don't know how they think. They think different than I think. I know that much. They communicate different. They don't like meetings. But we want to make sure that we have the type of restaurants, the type of stores that those people want, so they'll live here. So Wynn Harbin is heading that up. They got a meeting on Thursday, and we're excited about that. This particular initiative will work real close with the business development initiative to make sure that we recruit the type of restaurants that these young people want. Then the very last initiative is messaging, imagery, branding, and communication. Our consultants told us that when they went out there is that we did a poor job of communicating with the community, with our investors, with our business members of what the Chamber's all about and some things that we do. We've done some good things. We hadn't done some other things we hadn't done quite as good, but we want to make sure that we communicate. That's the reason we're doing this. We're going to do this on a regular basis. That's the reason we're going to every single municipality, all 13 of them. And some of them are very small. But we're doing that and talking to the mayors and the city councils and the citizens to make sure that we communicate. Jessica Butler is heading this up. She's the marketing director at Highlands Medical Center, and she's got a phenomenal committee. She's got a lot of young people on their committee. They're doing some things that are going to be great. We're in the process we're going to build a brand new website. We're going to be communicating the way young people want to communicate also, of which I don't know how to do all that, the tweeting and all the Instagrams and all that. We got a great guy on this committee that works actually for Unclaimed Baggage Center, Matt Pearson, that is going to help us develop a program where we can communicate better. We've also changed Debbie Ashburn's title. She's going to be VP of Membership and Investor Relations to make sure that we communicate to our investors, of which y'all are one of. So make sure that we communicate better with our investors. One of the things we learned, we went up to Lenoir, Caldwell County, North Carolina. We took a group up there after the Google announcement. There were 17 of us went up there and we talked to Google. And we asked them, what follows you? We know that like Volkswagen, what follows them is a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3 supplier. Well, what follows Google is other data centers. Almost every single place that they've located, another data center has moved in. Right down the road from the one in Lenoir was an Apple data center. Well, if that's the case, why not market ourselves as Jackson County, the core of the data corridor between Huntsville and Chattanooga? I mean, we got Huntsville right next door to us, the high-tech capital of the country. We got Chattanooga. It's amazing what they've done in Chattanooga with Amazon and the things that they've recruited in Volkswagen. We're right smack down between them. So let's market ourselves. We've got a data center certified site at Northeast right now. So let's fill it with a data center because those are the type of jobs that we want. Those are the type of jobs that we want to bring to Jackson County. So we're going to work with EDA to market that. The last thing is to do any type of program like this, it costs money. And y'all know that because y'all have been partners with us for a long time. But this is a new 5-year plan, one like we've never had before. And so we have to raise money. So we're getting close to the end of our campaign. Our goal is to do $1.5 million over the next 5 years. I'm proud to say right now we're sitting almost at $1.4 million. We're excited. I got a phone call Friday, and it was a shock. But my cell phone rang, and I pick up the phone and say hello. I saw it was a Tennessee number. It was Mr. Franklin Hayden, the guy that bought Belfont. and he was calling and updating me on Bellefonte, and he said, I got your packet on Gateway to the Future. We're in. We're in. So he will be our largest private investor in Gateway to the Future. So if we can push a little bit, get over the top, hit our 1.5 million, we'll have the dollars and the revenue necessary to complete this plan and make sure that we can continue to help Scottsboro and Jackson County move forward. These are exciting days. They are really exciting days. We're excited about what's happening. We've got great leadership. Let me tell you, Mike has been the greatest chairman I've ever had, and I've had some good ones. And he continues to lead. We've got a great chamber. Our committees on these 6 initiatives are in excess of 60 people. Each one of these initiative chairs have gone out and recruited committee people to work with them, and we have over 60 working on a regular basis, meetings that I'm not even at or Mike's not at, working on these initiatives. We feel like we've got the plan, now we need to do is put it into action. So we're excited about it. Thank y'all for your partnership. We couldn't do it without you. Y'all have been great partners with us, and you continue to be good partners with us, and we hope to be good stewards of the money and invest it wisely where we can make a difference through Gateway to the Future. Thank y'all so much. Be glad to answer any questions on my have. Thank y'all so much.